Today's video is going to be another product showcase, this time for a very old game, or well, very old game. It's about 10, 12 years old, maybe more, called Leviathans. Now, a lot of you longtime gamers probably already recognize this game. It's made by Catalyst Game Labs, which is a fairly popular, especially the Battletech universe company. And the reason why I'm showcasing this game is because I've had it for a very, very, very long time. I bought this game when it first came out. I tracked it almost every day. I was on the website, like looking at the updates for it and the art for it. And recently, this kind of what you would call, I guess, aeronef style game, essentially where you have battleships like World War One or era battleships that are floating in the sky with anti-grav technology or whatever it is that they use. It seems to be making a resurgence now. There's Leviathans that does this, but this game system is currently dead, but not for long. It's currently no longer really available. Leviathans do have it on their website, so you can go and look it up. But that's the whole point of this video today, is to talk about what's coming up for this dead game. This dead game has been given a breath of fresh life, and I wanted to tell everyone so that everyone who might watch this video is aware that this game is back. And in 2 weeks, we're now in the middle of July 2022, and in 2 weeks, the beginning of August, this game comes back out on Kickstarter for a whole new edition. And if you know this game at all, you know that this game died it died almost before it got started. You got basically the English and the French, or the French and the English ships. I think you got one extra fleet pack released that was very hard to come by, and then that was it. It was just gone. There was a lot of production issues with this game, especially being produced in China. They had a lot of issues with the alternate history in the rulebooks and in the source books. I think they didn't like the idea that Tibet was its own nation, so this game was basically, I think, now I might be wrong, but it was basically held hostage by the Chinese authorities. And that's what basically, it's like a professional runner running a 100-meter dash. Like, it's like Usain Bolt takes off and you're right beside him, but you trip right at the start. And I mean, yeah, you finish the race, but you're so far behind, you don't win. You've no chance. And that's kind of what happened to this game. Kind of got kiboshed just as it was about to be released. But I got a copy anyway, and I know several other people have. But I went through a lot of pain with this game. I really wanted this game to be something special. I thought this was going to be my new favorite thing way back in 2010. And, I don't know what it is about me personally, but when a game system stops getting updates, no game system is truly dead if you're playing it. But when you don't have a lot of people to play the game with, and there's not enough releases, your mind wanders. It's natural. Your mind wanders onto different games. And I just found out this morning that this game is coming back in a couple of weeks. So I rushed downstairs into my basement where I am now, and I opened the box just to look at it. And I thought I would give you guys another look along with me. Now, this is the starter box. Oh, it's upside down. It comes with a lot of stuff. Well, it doesn't really come with a lot of stuff, but it comes with a lot of cardboard. And the art is just amazing. I love the art. I could hug this. It comes with an amazing map, which is I think it's hard cardboard map, and the cards inside are laminated or pre-laminated, so you can mark them off with dry erase markers. Now, I don't know if this is going to be how the new game is going to come out. I think it probably will be exactly like this, or some part off this. But if you go onto Catalyst website right now, you can see a picture of what the German and Russian ships are going to look like. So even if the Kickstarter, it gets its funding goal and it doesn't go much further, at least for this game now, you'll have double the amount of ships to use. You'll have the British and French that come in the starter box here, and you'll have the Russians and Germans, hopefully part of the Kickstarter. Now, I think the name on the new Kickstarter is going to be like Leviathans World War One or something like that. But let's just open this up and take a look at what I have. So here we go. Sorry about that. I'll just put this in the background so you don't have to see the... So you have the You have the coming soon. This was what they were hoping to come out with. Lots of new ships and new rules, and you got they did have the British fleet box and the French fleet box, but that didn't add anything new apart from maybe I think a couple of cards. The ships themselves were exactly the same, which kind of sad. Then you get these it's like a poster for recognizing the different ship classes, which is, I love it. I mean, look at this, like the D-class destroyer for the British or the Royal Navy. You got the County class light cruiser, however the hell you pronounce this, Desterrier light cruiser, Defender armored cruiser. It goes on. You got the two battleships. You got the Connaught class and the Leviathan class. Now, you get the Leviathan class in the box, but you don't get the Connaught class, and that's what really disappointed me. Is they did have some excellent looking designs coming out that never made it. And this design I really like because it's got 3 guns along the bow of the ship, and I think I've seen this gun or this ship made now for the new system coming out in a couple of weeks. I've seen when they were showing off a bunch of there's a picture on the website where they show off a bunch of their upcoming stretch goals or Kickstarter goals, and I've seen this layout on one of the ships that has a bow just like this. And I think we're finally, if you know this game, going to get this Connaught class battleship, which would be really fun. And then there's the French side too. Obviously, let's not forget the French. Sacre bleu. You got the 2 destroyers, and they have really cool looking ships. The Liberté class light cruiser, the Falcon or the Falcon class light cruiser. You don't get each one of these ships. You only get one of them in the set. But let's see now. If I can do this properly here. This is a big map. This is a big poster. You get the Paris class and the Bastille class. Now, which one does the French get? I can't remember now. They get this guy here in the box, the Paris class. So this one here is yet to come out. But I think I have seen that unique bow on the website. Anyway, that's just a poster. Let's get that out of my way. That was a hassle. Now let's get into the little cards. Now, I have played this game a couple of times. Me and my friend David, we both bought the box set, and we have it. We really enjoyed it. And then each ship class comes with one of these little. Can you see the gloss there? I wonder. Yeah, you can see the gloss just right there. You can just use your dry erase markers and just go right at them. Now, there's a lot of information on this. It looks very confused, but it really, once you start playing the game, your eyes focus in on just pieces of information. So after a while, like maybe a game or maybe even 2 turns, these cards aren't near as confusing. So if you've got a county class, the HML, I don't know what that means. His Majesty's light ship, I don't know. HML. Oh, His Majesty's a Leviathan. That makes sense. God, Derek, come on, think. It's right there. Then you have the French Liberté class. The Lave, the Montcalm. You have the Peltier, maybe. The Glory. Just gives you a little if you're into anything naval, especially like me, I'm addicted to World War I naval stuff. This is. I could stare at this picture all day, and sometimes I have. My wife's like, "What are you looking at?" I'm like, "I'm just following all the little lines going around." And then I'm like, "I wonder how many decks that is." She does not quite understand. But when she's watching like True Blood or any of those shows like Dexter, I don't go into her about that. But anyway, La Glory, the HML Anfield, the Trafford, the Raven, a D-class destroyer, the Essex, which is a county class cruiser, and the Pontbriand Liberté class. So that's those ones. What else you get in here? You get, oh yeah, postcards. Look at these. I hope they do these again. I don't know why I like these things, but it gives you, the Jean Bart, the Paris class battleship, and then gives you a history on it. It gives you the complement, 510 men, or if it's the flagship, it's 600 men, it's 18,400 tons. Its armament, it's got 4 274 millimeter guns, 1,238, 2 launch bays, and 4 75 millimeter guns. You know, I mean, the ships look very similar, but there is enough distinctiveness between the two that they're different. For instance, the French have this like kind of like guide fin at the front. The British do not. So there's the Leviathan, which comes in the box. You get the Hertfordshire, which is a county class cruiser, which looks almost like a World War II cruiser. And a lot of these ships look like they have like a World War II-ish look to them. But anyway, that looks like a World War II cruiser there. You have the Anfield, which is a D-class destroyer. Another one, the Raven, the Trafford. You know, all of them have the history on the back. The French light cruiser, Pontauban, the Lave, the Montcalm, the Peltier. These are the destroyers, the Glory, and then another British cruiser, the Essex. Now, is that it for there? Yep. Okay. It also comes, the box also comes with these unique dice. Now, I haven't played this game in a long time, but the different colors mean different things for different ranges or something like that. They have, they correlate here with the colors along here somehow. So there's dice. You get these flying bases that they kind of like float off of. And you get like more different colored dice, and you get tokens. You know, torpedo target. You know, I'm not going to go through each individual piece, but I just wanted to show you. Now, maybe I should pause the video here and get the box out of the way so I can show you the map, because the map truly is glorious and useful for other things. So I'm just going to pause right here and be right back. Okay, so with the game you get these 2 fold-out boards. Now they're hard cardboard. They're stiff. You get 2 of them, and I think they are double-sided. I can't remember now. Yeah, they're double-sided. One is an ocean board and one is a land board. So let's just take out this one piece here. If I can do it without breaking this silly thing. Here we go. I'm new at this, apparently. I'll get there, don't worry. I'm getting there. There we go. There we have the land side. Got a river going through it. Now you have to lay it flat, obviously. It's been in the box for I probably haven't taken it out of the box in 8 years, 6 years at least. So here is the board. You get 2 of these pieces, and you put them either, you know, this way or that way. And what I'm really hoping is going to happen in the new set is if they come out with the exact same board, because that way I can use this board and whatever comes in the new box and have, you know, make a truly massive thing. But you can see here, one side is land, and I believe the other side is ocean, which is with a coast. And you have the ocean board. But we'll go back to the land board because I think that's more interesting. There we go. You could probably, if you like Hex Encounter War Games, you could probably use this for Hex Encounter War Games as well. It's got, does it have elevations? Not on this one. But anyway, this is what the game is like. Their board is like, and it's a really nice board, I really appreciate this. There was a lot of time and effort and expense gone into making these types of things. What else did I find in the box? I found, I can't remember what those are for. Screening, defensive screening and offensive screening, whatever that is. Was this little novella? Yeah, a little novella, which is very common in a lot of Catalyst games. And I notice all the BattleTech stuff the starter sets come with little novellas. This is your Gazetter for new airmen. It's basically describing the lore of what's going on. Like, it shows you the timeline. And you can get lost in this. The alternate history in this is really neat. I don't want to go into what exactly happened or why it exists, but it's got tons of, like you can see here, the Kriegsmarine. It's got a preview of kind of what the German ships were going to look like. They never got released, but you know, here's what's this? This might be the Japanese. No, yes, this is what the Japanese. You can see the old technology on the ocean, trying to reach up and shoot the French. It looks like. So that probably didn't go well for whoever that is. Looks like maybe a Japanese battleship. Gives you a really nice, tons of really nice stuff. You can see what a great picture that is. All the old technology on the oceans, on the water, and this thing just floating across on top. What a game changer that must have been if that was real. Pretty cool. Anyway, basically it gives you the lore. And then you have your commander's manual, which is the rules. And the rules, there is not, to be honest, that many rules. Like, look, we're at game setup. So you basically have from page 16 to page 48 of rules. And look at the size of the pictures. That's most of a page. So really, you don't have that much rules. It's not that difficult. Look, these 2 pages are just lore. Or it's actually an example of play between 2 battleships. So anyway, basically 2 pages of regular rules. So fairly simple. What else did I not show yet? Nothing. I'm going to pause again and show you the miniatures. Okay, the miniatures come in this really nice protective case. Now I have, just for reference, I have put a wash over my miniatures, because at the beginning the British or the French were extremely almost white. So I changed that up. I didn't like that. So I put some GW black wash on the British ship. I thought it made them look a little better. Now you could dry brush them as well, but I didn't bother. And I'll show you. So here's the cruiser for the British, the battleship for the French, cruiser for the French, and then you get a couple of destroyers. I'm not going to take them both out, just take one of each. And they come on flight stands. You got to put them on their little stands. So there we go. And they go on the stands. So see the hexes? The flight stands are hexes as well, and they go like there. And the big ships, they just hook in there like that, and there you have your flying Leviathan. Now you can't go like that because you're across the hexes, but you can be like that, no problem, or like that, no problem. So there's the British one. We'll put the French one on. Oh, sorry, that was there's the French one. I've got the British cruiser, and it has 3 hexes, so you can see it's a little smaller. And then you got the 2 hex destroyers. Now, when the game came out, I mean, this is just a starter set. So there's the French one. Now, the cruiser, for some reason, for the French, I don't have the base. It broke. So he's just going to be there on the ground. He's an objective piece. But when the game came out, I mean, you can tell this game was meant to be expanded upon, because although there's quite a few interesting things you can do with this box set, really the game was going to shine when you had several ships on the table, not just 3 on each side or 4 on each side. And then you could create your lists where you didn't have any battleships, but you had all cruisers, or you had all torpedo boats and destroyers. And then when you brought in new nations, you can tell this game was gearing up for that, but it got stopped. Now, in this game, you can have elevation, and elevation is done in a very simple way. You just take the little ship off its base. Come on now. Off its base, and you add another peg. Or where is it? No. Oh, you add it to the base, I think. But anyway, you keep adding more and more of these. Do I have this right? Give me a second. Yeah, sorry. So you just take the peg off, and then you just keep going like this. And now your destroyer is way up there. And you have your British cruiser like, oh shit. But anyway, that's how the elevation was done. You get a whole bunch of these extra pegs that you can increase and decrease elevation however you want. So I'll just take off these 2, and now he's gone back down to 1 elevation. He's just floating above the ground. And up and down has different modifiers and whatnot. Same kind of like Wings of Glory maybe has that as well. Or no, what has that? Advantage and disadvantage from World Games, the Blood Red Skies. But okay, so that's the miniatures, the mat, the books, the box, and some of the tokens. And I forgot to show you the Leviathan and the Paris class Jean Bart. Their stats sheets, huge, illustrated on the back as well. You get your lieutenant's manual. which is your quick start rules, which obviously have huge pictures in as well. So there's essentially, I would say, a page of actual rules there. And then you get your quick start card, really nice card stock actually. You get your turn order, your tables and charts and modifiers. And then you get, obviously, you get a second one of those, no big deal. And then you get your tokens, which I've already punched a whole bunch of because I've played this game several times. But yeah, that is it. And there's Leviathans that's coming out again in a couple of weeks. The whole point of making this video. Please check it out on Kickstarter because I really want it to go well. So there's this game. There's what just came out? Castles in the Sky just came out from Osprey, the blue book. And you can use these with that. There is also Imperial Skies from Brigade Models, which is another... I have that rulebook somewhere here. I'll show you. I actually have figures coming in for that game soon too, which I'll show off. But for floating battleships in the sky, there's lots of options. And then, of course, there is Dystopian Wars, which, of course, most of that's in the water, but the old French fleet is also in the sky. And here's the I don't know if this is the French battleship, and I love I have 7 of these. I was at a convention, and a vendor was clearing out all of his Dystopian War stuff, and he had these on for $5. So I bought 7 of them. I bought basically the whole French force that he had, but it included 7 of these battleships. So I'm intending on using these battleships as more French reinforcements for this game. And if I can show you, let's just zoom in here. They match up pretty damn good, I think. So I'm really excited to get this game going again. And yeah, it's motivated me to maybe give these guys a little bit more color. Maybe take a look at the British ship up close here. You know, this is the distinct feature. The whole reason they're flying is of these anti-gravity or whatever these things are called in the game. You know, these ships come pre-painted, pre-assembled. You know, there's obviously lots of little errors and stuff that you could fix. A lot of hobbyists could put little thread across and little flags. Like, it does come with little decals and flags. There's lots of things that you could do with this if you were a serious hobbyist, but for just a casual hobbyist, I think these are perfectly fine. That's the British one. We'll look at the French one. Again, I washed these very poorly, but you get the idea. Really nice ship. And if I can just show you the two together, although they're very similar types of ship, there's just enough differences between them to make each one unique. And if the Germans and Russians are the same, which it looks like they are, you're going to have some nice varied ships. So here's a British cruiser. Very British looking, to be honest. And here's the French, which is also extremely French looking. You know, and there's a lot of love in this game. Look the box art alone and the illustrations alone are really nice. Here's the British destroyer. And the very French-looking French destroyer. Come on now. Anyway, that's it. So, Leviathans coming back out August 2nd on Kickstarter. And I really hope it does well. And I hope this helped you guys. If you haven't heard of this game before, it gives you an insight into it and a way to get in. And if you already know about it, but you didn't know about the Kickstarter, hopefully you do now. And I really appreciate your time, and thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.